One of the coolest parts about doing this work here in this time is the opportunity to benefit from entrepreneurs in other fields. And one of the things that I've heard again and again is that you can fail along the way and still get it right. And I think that that's just a real gem, that in order to really greet people in this time, to share the message of love in this time, we really will fail. That's part of what it means to innovate, that we can mess up in little ways and still kind of have, the long arc of creating something that lasts. And Richard Rohr, one of my favorite Christian mystics, he said that all of collective history itself is going through a sort of evolution of consciousness. So in a lot of us feeling this hunger, I think that we're part of something bigger, that maybe the energy that is God is getting to us in a new way and inviting us to wake up together in a new way. And technology makes it possible for us to be more connected than at any point in history. As this is happening, I find that to be incredible. One of the things that's clear for a lot of us is that we made God in our image, which meant God was as judgmental and rigid as we were at our worst, rather than God being the life force. And so the entry point in the case I'm often making is just for community, for spiritual community. To be who we're called to be is too hard to do alone. We need each other, we need each other. So rather than the idea that people who are hungry for more spiritual depth are going to first show up at a worship service, no. This is a time where people the very first encounter with spiritual experience is showing up in the streets to demand another way. Our slogan is, it's not what you believe, it's how you love. And so how we do that is all of those things, showing up in the streets. We show up at city council meetings to advocate for affordable housing. It's great that the era of passive religion, the era of sit and be told how to live or what to think, thanks be to God, that is falling away, and I love that. This has been the hardest, most challenging professional experience of my life. And one of the things that's been so inspiring is the group of people who've come forth because of it. It's a very diverse theologically, it's a funky mix. And the other aspect is just the freedom to try stuff. I feel this urgency, but it's not the urgency to rescue people from hell. It's an urgency to rescue us from ourselves, to say this is the moment for us to live our values of loving God, loving each other, loving the world, loving the hell out of the world, as one of my UU friends has said. The Beatitudes really resonates with me because it's the action. It really is lifestyle rather than intellectual. I think so much of religion has been made to be, I think Richard Rohr calls it fast food, where you're never asked to transform. I wish that one of the very first ways people talk about the Christian faith is how the early community of Jesus followers were spoken of, which was the way. That means you're going to be moving. It's like we lost when we made it about creeds. There was something about our lives being transformed as part of the journey, the way, that we've lost. I see that in that text, just an invitation to actually get serious about what you believe.